The show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. It's Thursday. The week is coming to an end.
Yeah, Friday be here tomorrow. The gang be ready. They're getting ready.
Fun Friday is on the way.
Yeah.
And if you missed the first show and you're kind of waking up, this is what we found out this morning. Gene Hackman has passed away. He was found yesterday afternoon along with his wife and his dog, all deceased. The first guess is going to be carbon monoxide in the home. Now, we're unclear if it was a pure accident or if this was some other form. And there's no way to tell just yet as they investigate this. They're saying no foul play is expected.
And that's terrible. And it's very possible, especially with heat. And if you've got gas in your home and your stove or a heater, anything that operates on gas, you need a carbon monoxide tester. They don't go on the ceiling or near the ceiling. They've got to be close to the floor, 6-8 inches off the floor. You want it no higher than the shortest person's head is when sitting down. So if you've got little kids, it's going to be lower because carbon monoxide sits on the ground. It's heavier than air.
Gotcha.
So as it builds and comes up, when it gets 6-8 inches, that's when you want to start noticing the difference. If your detector's up on the ceiling, by the time it gets 7 feet high, guess what? It's probably too late.
And you also, and a reminder of this, if pulling into a carport, you can't leave a car running inside a closed garage. Can have the same effect.
Generators when you have power outage.
And we have heard those horror stories as families were trying to keep cool that a generator was in a door.
Yeah.
And it's just a silent way to go. Oh, how horrible it is. But Gene Hackman, gone. One of the biggest stars that we've known. He's been in Westerns. He's been in so many things and no longer with us. He was 95. His wife was a little younger.
67. She was a classical pianist, I believe.
See, here's a picture of her. This is from Daily Mail. And basically, for the last few years, Gene just hadn't been seen. He once he retired, he didn't go back out. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Sometimes it's good to kind of take it easy.
Odie's been on a street corner somewhere, and he brought me something. And Odie, this is called, let me show this.
Praline. And I tell you what, that dude right there makes
it good?
Oh, my tongue come out and knock me upside the forehead trying to find the crumb.
Well, who's your dealer?
Miss Pat. She always makes our little breakfast pies. Peach and blackberry and let me tell you, this woman has definitely got it going on. Robbie Richardson, our good friend with Metro, a paramedic down there.
Yeah.
That's his mama.
Yeah.
And she takes care of us.
Well, that's very sweet of her. I mean, do you pull up to a strange building and honk the horn 3 times to get a praline?
She brings it to us. I mean, if you want one, you can go to the Red Goat and twist Eric's arm.
They got a little bit over there.
You some. Yeah.
So there you go.
Look, go get, but be warned.
Addictive?
Won't be the last one you get. I'm telling you.
That's like peanut brittle, y'all. That's like a drug.
No, it is a drug. That's where crack came from. You crack it up. And I'm telling you,
truly, I love that stuff. I just can't get enough of it. And if it's done just right, I can sit there with a whole bowl. Same thing. What's the next most addictive thing that you've ever touched, Odie? To where if you're sitting in front of something, you just can't stop getting another one. Think about it.
A Butterfinger bar.
No. You gave me some the other day that someone made. Boiled peanuts. Am I not right that those are probably
Yes.
the two biggest?
Well, Butterfinger's going to be above the peanuts, and then peanut. And then under that, it's going to be Ritz crackers with chunky peanut butter with a big glass of milk.
Okay, you're a little different than me. But boiled peanuts is hard to stop. It's just one of those little drugs.
We had the preacher sent me a text the other day, and I meant to give him a shout out. Old brother Kenneth, he's sent me a message and said, "Hey, when y'all get through with the show, I left y'all a couple bags of boiled peanuts on the truck." So I'm glad Scotty Ray come got his, because I sat at the office and ate a whole bag.
You can just in 10 minutes, a whole little bag of things will be gone. It doesn't take long. It's talent to make real good ones. Pigskin. Every time I go on over to Squealers, and I have learned the art at Squealers. I don't know if you have. Now we're like, this is what we're good at, is food. But
yeah, we are.
But if you take that the Squealers, they make them there and dip it in that original sauce.
No, that's the way. I got to have some barbecue sauce on there. Yeah. They're just too crunchy.
It is fine.
But
I can make a meal. Matter of fact, I may just have to go see Teresa today doing that.
Them's good.
It is. A little rundown of what you should eat, have coffee with.
Well, what you should eat if you want to look like us.
Yes, sir.
We're not on a diet kick.
What was it, Ken? You used to say the round mound of sound?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just can't help that. Good stuff, though. We love to eat, and we do appreciate all the samples we stumble upon every morning. Sandra, good morning there.
Hey, Miss Bunyard.
M&M's is addictive.
Peanut M&M.
Yeah.
And they got some good commercials.
Yes, they are funny.
Especially during Christmas. They are real.
Woody says it's his birthday today. We better put him on there.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah, Woody Woodworks.
And he's probably already in the water. He's tried his best to find a TV that would work underwater so he could watch us first thing in the morning.
Ain't happening, is it?
And no. And yeah, we are hungry.
Yeah.
And get Zane to feed us.
We'll be right back.
Oh, wait, that's a different Ann. Whoops, but that's all right.
Okay, all right. We got more coming up here in a moment of things that are happening locally that's gone on over the last 24 hours. I think we had a little raid yesterday morning about this time. Some people went to jail.
Was it ice involved?
No ice in this one.
Not this time. They were here last time.
This would have been those fellows that don't like you having drug paraphernalia.
Oh, the drug task force.
The task force was out somewhere there around. I think it was 34th Street is where they were. And then later on in the day, I think they got a stolen car recovery yesterday around 3rd Avenue.
Oh.
So it was a busy day behind the scenes with police as they swept into places where people were asleep, not expecting them to go,
yeah.
What you doing with that in there? We got a little piece of paper that says we can look.
Yep. We wants to come in for just a minute.
Yeah, it does happen when least expected with the criminals. They're watching. What was that song? What I always feel like somebody's watching.
I fought the law and the law won.
Yeah, that's where you're busting those.
Somebody's watching me.
That's the one I was thinking of. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie, let's put a smile on. When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp to trail riding or just working around on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Oh, yeah, I discovered something. Somebody brought up addictive things as Cheetos, where it turns your fingers orange.
Yeah, the crunchy one.
Okay, all right. What's the difference in between that and a cheese puff? Because
air.
Well, Angie had a bag of cheese puffs sitting on the kitchen counter the other day, and I got to eating them, and then within like 6 of them, I realized that I couldn't talk, and it was all sticking to the roof of my mouth, and I had to go brush my teeth and scrub the top of my mouth to get it loose.
Those jalapeno ones are good.
Oh man! Anyway,
Jay Bird gonna say was at the city drug task force. Now, Jay Bird, you know that's county. Jimmy, good morning, sir. How are you?
I don't want to. As I look at this next subject, I want to bring this up, and I'm not on a soapbox. I don't want anybody to think of this, but I want it to be an informative thing. Is each time we get, I guess polls is the thing to look at, to where Christianity is going in the United States. Overall, what they're saying now, it's stabilizing to where it's been steadily falling over the last few years. You've heard us talk about this. But here's an interesting fact of this. Those of you watching, think of your age as I do this. If you are 74 years old plus in the United States, you identify as a Christian. 80% of that demographic is a Christian. They say that's what I am. People that are between the ages of 64 to 74, still high, 75%.
Yeah.
As we go down this list, born 54 to 64, still high, 73% is what we're doing overall in America. Now, as we keep going down, if you'll notice, Odie, you see it falling. By the time you get to anyone that was born from 1990 to present year to where we are,
right,
it takes a dip to 46% of those identify as a Christian now. And if you don't curb that, and there's a lot of factors going into this. Broken homes, not having a father and a mother, someone that takes you to church and teach you the values of life. But we have to, the backbone of America is definitely family. And when I say family, now a family can just be a mother and children. It can be a father and children. But whoever's in charge of that has to be the leader of the household. And you know what I mean by that. You teach your children right from wrong.
Ideally, the best option, and sometimes we know that doesn't work out, is a mother and a father.
It is, ideally.
And if you marry someone with kids, you are not the wife's husband or the husband's wife. You are a parent. Step parent of what? You are a parent to those children. And you help them. When you take on the parent, you automatically take on those kids. And if you can't or won't, then you don't need to be with that other parent. Just plain and simple. When you get into a family, you're part of that family.
You do.
And you can see the correlation with God and moral values with society.
What I didn't bring up in that same survey is where I mentioned anybody born after 1990s, where they're doing this, where 46% of them identify as Christian. On the right-hand column, it lists 43% identify as non-religious. It wasn't, they didn't answer.
Religiously unaffiliated.
Yeah.
So they're not saying I'm Baptist or Methodist. You know, I was raised Methodist. I've gone to Baptist. I've gone to Pentecostal. I'm back at Methodist now.
But I think that's, isn't that different, Odie? Because at column 1, you're identifying as a Christian. It doesn't matter what church you go to. Identify as unaffiliated. Doesn't that mean you don't go to church, period?
Well, I mean, it says religiously.
Identify as religiously unaffiliated. That means you're not religious, does it not?
I don't know. I'm taking that as I'm religious, but I'm not.
I don't. I take that as you're not at all affiliated with God in any kind of way. Y'all tell me, what do y'all think?
Because that doesn't go with nothing on that chart displays anything about Satan or Satanism.
Well, but it doesn't have to. It just means that you don't identify.
There's a lot of people that have gotten upset with the structure of church or church, and they like some feel-good churches. These huge mega 30,000 people churches that do a lot of feel-good message instead of somebody who wants to kind of stomp on your toe, which I appreciate. I need somebody to stomp on my toe. I need somebody to wake me up.
Why you got married?
And tell me, between her and the preacher. I'm surprised I'm still walking. And Rob running over my foot at the parade the other day.
Odie did get run over. I mean, flat run over. He's running along beside it, and I glanced over and I saw him plop.
And the whole trailer comes up.
And he goes, "I'm okay." Are you sure?
While I limped away behind the parade. Yeah. But, I as long as God's affiliated with that particular building, I'll be there.
I went yesterday morning after we got off, and I went out to West Lauderdale. They were having career day, and I got a couple of snapshots of some folks that were out showing what they do. You ever wanted to be a judge? You could learn all about it, wear the robe, and even slap the gavel down.
Was Nick and Buck there?
I didn't see only Judge Bailey. I don't know where they were hiding, but I didn't see them there. As we come across here, this is Mississippi Power. They were set up. They had their trucks outside with exam. That was pretty neat. As we go here downtown, they were there. EMBDC, yes. They were there. They were done a fantastic job with that. MCC, boy, they were out in full force yesterday.
Man.
As we come across, here's another group of young ladies there. And as we the gymnasium was filled, and they started with each grade all the way through a senior there for you to come in to take a look.
That is something that go through and look at these different places and
church even made it out.
Understand. Hey, what's out there? What can I do? What are my interests in life?
Odie, and maybe I'm just too old to remember, but I don't remember seeing that when I was in high school. I don't.
We didn't. It was, but you got to think it was a different time. Good, bad, or what, it doesn't matter. I mean, it was a different time. We had 3 channels on. How do you say this without really upsetting people? We spent a lot of time in school that talked about the future, that talked about, look, you've got to make good grades for the next step. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. We had trade school. We knew about what's coming in the future. And I don't know if that's what's missing or
home ec
not.
Was about.
Well, we had a home. I didn't take it. I took shop. And it was a lot of that was split. You had most of your women took home ec, and then most of your men took shop, and you learned a little bit.
Former FAA,
I was
Future
the
Farmers of
FAA.
America president.
I didn't do the president.
We had fun going to Jackson.
Did the FAA, and I think it was a lot more freedom. That teacher got up and taught, and you better take notes, and then you took a test, and you better had paid attention in that class.
We had an accident yesterday, Highway 493, just on the outskirts of town, right where the city limit sign is, a half a mile past that. It involved a motorcycle, and motorcycle accidents are never good. And I kept a distance as taking pictures there. Motorcycles are it's you and pavement. I don't care how bad or how least it is you and asphalt. And they always hurt. It's not life-threatening, but man, I am not a motorcycle rider. I bless y'all.
All right, Kevin.
That didn't feel good.
Kevin called us out.
FFA, Future Farmers of America.
We weren't pilots.
Apparently, we failed at being farmers. My watermelons never grow. Mr. Mack didn't teach me that.
Watermelons is easy.
Mine never mature.
They start out no water. Good. Them dudes got to have some water. But yeah, we were future farmers, FFA.
Yeah.
Not FAA pilots.
Well, maybe that's what's wrong with them too.
Well, I am a pilot, but
it's got 4 wheels.
No, mine's got propellers.
Does it? I'm trying to. All right, you better explain it because I'm not biting here.
I'm a drone pilot.
Oh, okay.
I've got my pilot's license.
Yes, he does. I forgot about that. I've watched him navigate through the skies. Neat stuff there. Yeah. We also had a truck fire as far as you could go to get a hamburger steak in Lauderdale County. One of the best that you can, as you often see, we relate things to where the food is. And this is what was going on out there. Whoop.
Ow.
Yes, sir, Bob. That caught on fire. And this was a Ford. That looks to be what, like a 94 model?
Yeah, like a square body maybe?
Yeah, that old early model there. I believe that's what that is. And Sanders heat there. They were putting out the heat. Make sure it had air.
Well, as hot as it was, they needed some air.
Big thank you there to Toomsuba and also Russell Volunteer Fire Department for going out. The fire was extinguished pretty good. It caught under the hood and they got it out. But car fires happen just like that.
Yeah.
Working me up with Scotty Ray and Odie as we figure out FAA and FFA.
We're one of them.
We're working on it.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray and Odie. And yesterday when we brought up the hippie boy, Michael Bolton, I had no idea that he was sick. Did you know that?
No.
He's had brain cancer. I honestly did not know that the man had been sick. I mean, I had no idea.
See, I told you that stuff was good.
It stuck to my finger. It's good. Oh, boy, that's caramel in there.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me he had caramel.
I'm just telling you it was good. Well, he needs some of that ivermectin, too.
They claim that it cures everything. But I really didn't know the man was sick. The bigger news today that is going to be happening, as we found out with Jesse Waters yesterday, Pam Bondi is going to be releasing the big list of who flew on the Lolita.
It's going to be, everybody's name's going to be out there. And rightfully so.
The only thing that I'm understanding that is taking a little longer was they had to redact the people that were involved, the identity of the ladies that have sued, and they didn't want to have their names put out there. Yeah. So they've been redacting their names, is what Pam said has taken this long to get to that. Now, this, I think, is just the first installment, if I'm reading clearly, of what they're going to do. It's going to be more files. But there's some people sweating in America today.
They started sweating when Pam took a job. I'm telling you what, you don't want to upset that woman because she doesn't care who you are. She is doing it for the right thing. She doesn't do party lines. She doesn't care about party lines. She is going after the actual truth.
And she kept while doing this, she didn't even let on of anyone who could have been on the list. She just, it's coming out today.
I'm not going to tell you anything. We're going to release it, and you make your own decision.
And that's who we're talking about, this guy right here. Do y'all remember him?
Yep. Oh, Epstein.
Who miraculously, the cameras went out and he lost his life in jail.
It's amazing.
We've got oceanfront property, if y'all believe that also. Yeah, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yesterday, also, as we talk about things that have gone on in the community, it was a day if you were a volunteer fireman, and I even made a post of volunteer fire departments asking you not to burn today. The wind was up, and we don't blame you. It's beautiful weather, sunshine, and you want to clean up, and you go to burn limbs, but that wind was just enough to catch everything, and
the ground is damp and wet in some places, but the fuel, the brush, is not.
Long Creek was out. Of course, he was with us yesterday.
Yep.
Lost a shed in this fire. As they went out there to put that one out. And the list went on. I know that up on Highway 19 North, there was they had to go to this twice yesterday. Second time it got out of hand. I think deputies went up with them to help with all of that as well. But again, it was just one right after the other. No injuries, but man, be careful when you're burning. There's some people that are not scared of it. Me, I'm very cautious.
I burn the majority of the time when I burn a trash pile. I burn during the light rain.
Yeah, that's a good time to do it. There's going to be a delay if you're near Lauderdale Toomsuba Road today. And this is going to be up by the Dalewood offices. They're replacing this, and let's show you this culvert. As you can see, the side of the road has been falling. I'm sticky, Jody.
Caramel all over you.
Here's where it is on the road here. If you're going down Lauderdale Toomsuba Road, as you're getting ready to go across Dalewood, it's right there where the Dalewood property owner's office is. Right there is where they're going to be replacing that, and so it will be a delay that cuts Lauderdale off from Toomsuba for a little while.
If you want to go across the spillway, you're going to have to go all the way around, come in the backside by the old rodeo ground, and come in the backside.
That's the only way to get around that. As we go up Highway 19, it was. I kept hearing Johnny Cash, "Ghost Riders In." We had some cows out. This is Highway 19 near Besadia. A whole herd of them there.
Yeah, hitting one of them's bad. You hit a herd and you've done some damage.
Yeah. They were slowly getting to where they wanted to go. As they will tell you, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
And that's where they were headed.
But y'all would be shocked just how many times cows get out and law enforcement and people try to help out with getting the cows back in. It's not the owner's fault. They want out, and they will break a fence.
You can't make a fence that's guaranteed at a decent price, So, y'all be careful out there.
We had, let's see here, this passed yesterday, and let's pull this up from the Mississippi Senate there.
Man, this is great. Jeff Tate authored this, and it passed the Senate. So this is going to help the military retirees that get their TRICARE. This is going to help pay the premiums for that for our National Guard service members. This is awesome. This is giving back to the military who gave for us. Jeff, applaud you for this. This good. Is something that's going to be a blessing to all of our service people. This is great.
With this being said, we have someone missing. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
As we pull this up, this is she's 15 years old. And this is going to be right out of Leake County is where she's out of, 14 to 15 years old. Cassidy Washington is her name. If you've seen her, contact police. We've got a telephone number there where you can do that, or go to the Sheriff's app, download that for Leake County. She's 5'4", 110 pounds, and again, about 15 years old. Weighs 104 pounds. Brown eyes, and if you've seen her, her family would definitely love to have her back home.
Yes.
That's a very, very scary situation. Now, I'm unsure if this old boy's made it home or not yet, but is he not a cutie pie?
I'm telling you what. Now that's a good dog.
He's a golden retriever there. Let's zoom in on him there. He was wandering around Phil Hardin Park, well taken care of, but maybe a little lost there. A lot of people they've seen him before.
Yeah.
So let's hope he gets back home safely and everything's good with that. We did also, as we go to Clark County, their volunteer fire department was out.
Man.
When was this? A few years ago, you responded to one of these.
The last one we had was over on Pine Springs Road, but these right here, they're more common than you think. These little skid steers getting out there.
They can catch on fire.
They can get real hot out there working, all that dust get on the radiator or whatever, and cause these things to catch on fire. So you hate to say it, but it's common.
And as sad as that is, they're not cheap. Those things are rather expensive there.
$120,000. But if I come home one of them, Amy's going to kill me.
Go ahead, Odie, try it.
Yeah, I should have seen
Park it right next to your lawnmower.
Ain't that the truth?
And your camper.
And my camper. No, she was good with the camper.
Oh, okay. All right.
She wanted the RV as much as I did.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it just accidentally follows you home.
Well, I mean, it was attached to the truck when I got there.
Yeah. A little bit higher than a pair of shoes, isn't it?
Woo! Yeah.
We'll be right back. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we get this day underway. The Queen will be joining us tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the Queen. The Queen
of the Silver Dollar.
Yeah. I think Greg's going to introduce her.
Yes, he's getting ready for this. And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, that girl was the queen of the Mardi Gras parade last weekend. And we got to watch all the excitement as she sped by us in her float. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Can't wait to see her. This will be
going to be fun.
First time we've seen her since then.
Last time I saw her, she had all that foo-foo on.
Her crown.
With that and that, I don't know, some kind of overcoat.
What was that furry thing that you boa?
Yeah.
A boa, wasn't it?
No, it was the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get to see a close-up of that. I missed all that.
Yeah.
But all of this began today, Odie, back in 1827. And New Orleans is kind of taken over as the king of it when it actually began in Mississippi.
No, Mobile.
Mobile, yeah. Well, they're close. Mobile.
It's that land, man.
Yeah. We might as well go take it.
Yeah.
But it all began here. 1827. New Orleans started this, their celebration there. The French Quarter. And all of that goes on through tomorrow, doesn't it? February ends all of this Mardi Gras?
No, it goes all the way to Fat Tuesday.
That's when is next week?
Yes.
You sure Fat Tuesday hadn't happened?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You can't have a party like this after Fat Tuesday. You got to have your partying done. Fat Tuesday's the last day to throw down.
I ain't quite
Then you start the Passover and ask the Lord to forgive you of your past transgressions.
See, that's where I go, yeah. It's a bunch of drinking. And then you're going to go to church and act like you didn't do nothing.
No, you just go and ask the Lord to forgive you what you did.
Yeah. I've got some. I just can't justify that. That's me though. But I guess that's why I'm not into the big Mardi Gras doing. But
well, everybody's a sinner, so it doesn't have to be just the partying. But you still ask the Lord.
But I've seen the videos. I know what goes on down there.
On there, yes. And you get beads different there than you do here.
Exactly. Howdy. And what's the day after Fat Tuesday called?
The beginning of Passover.
But we
call that Wednesday.
I just can't justify it. And I know a lot of you probably can.
Ash Wednesday is the technical day, yes.
But it's just, that's that line of.
Now, I'm not saying it's right and wrong. No, I'm just a messenger.
Well, let me say this. I thoroughly don't think Danny Lanier would tell me it's okay to go down and get drunk and have a good time. And
I'll tell you 100% that it's not right. And you're right, Brother Danny's not going,
that's the way I was taught. But And again, I'm not running anybody down. I don't see the two being together. So, yeah.
Now, it's not a Christian holiday.
Apparently not.
Per se. But, yeah.
And again, I don't have all the answers. I really don't. I'm just saying.
Lent, that's the...
I don't understand. I'm going to drop it and move on there. As we go back to February 27th, 1867, we got a picture of old boy without a beard.
I'm glad that little girl sent him a note.
Abe Lincoln posed for that there, had his hand right there. He was a senator back then. It would be just very shortly from now, him being elected would cause an uproar in the US of A, and we wouldn't get along for a few years.
That's right.
Do you remember this guy?
I do. That's
Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie. Yep.
There you go.
3 sons.
Born in 1892.
Wow.
I hadn't seen my 3 sons, and I don't know when.
I used to watch it every morning.
If it's still on reruns,
it comes on my TV about 5:30.
Okay, I've missed all of that.
Something like that.
Do you remember Paul Newman?
I do.
Paul Newman was a major actor, but his wife was also an actress. She done. You remember the name Joanne Woodward? That's his wife. She was a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
She was born back in 1930. Newman just really had the whole package there. He was the tough guy. He had decent looks, and at the end of the day, he could drive a Mustang.
Well, he's got his own salad dressing.
What is that?
It's called Paul Newman.
I ain't never heard of that.
Maybe they got it at Walmart. You've never heard of that?
No.
Yeah.
There's Italian, ranch.
And Paul Newman.
I ain't never, Odie.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Newman. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think Paul Newman makes his version of
I've never
salad dressing.
I don't do a lot of grocery shopping too now. I go in and I pick out those certain things I think my mama will eat, and I'm in and out. Whoop, gone. And I don't stare a lot. One of the most beautiful women in the US of A that ever graced the silver screen. Y'all remember Liz Taylor?
Yep.
She was a beautiful woman. She just had faults by hanging out with Michael Jackson, and well, it's kind of weird. Married a lot.
Yeah.
She liked men. We'll leave it at that.
See, he's got spaghetti sauce too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I learned something there.
It's called Newman's Own.
1936, this is as the Depression was probably getting over, and it wasn't, the effects of it still were strong.
Oh.
This little girl would make $50,000 a year during that time. I don't know what that translates to in today's money, but it's a lot. Shirley Temple signed a contract there. And kidding, that was a life changer for her family during such a rough time there.
Asked Uncle Google.
What are you going to ask him?
1963.
36.
My dyslexia kicked in. 1936, and that's with $50,000.
I'm curious what it's worth
today. $1,135,269.78.
That's pretty stout there.
She was making a living.
Yes, she was. Robin says, yep, old Paul's got it. Yep. How do you know these things like that, Odie?
I'm smarter than the average bear.
Let's go back to the name that all of us, this guy, I loved him to death. Johnny Fever was born on this day, also known as Howard Hessman there. And as we go back to WKRP in Cincinnati. And if you're thinking, I ain't never heard of it, go look it up today.
Maybe that's what's wrong with society.
We don't
Nobody knows about
WKRP. Venus Flytrap.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on of Herb the Salesman.
For the love of God, I swore turkeys could fly.
Les Nessman. They flocked the door.
And there's something coming down from the sky.
Oh, look. It was just really, really good stuff there. Always a promotion going on. And it was really a time when radio was fun before life changed.
WKRP, Fred Sanford.
Yes, sir.
George Jefferson, Archie Bunker. If y'all don't know these, maybe that's what's happened to society.
I'm not so sure this was had a dry sense of humor. I don't know that people would watch reruns of this. I'm not real sure. But it had Larry, and his other brother Larry on it.
Yeah, and Daryl was in there somewhere.
Yeah, that was Daryl, and Daryl, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
But if you'll remember her, Joanna London was on there, and she played Bob Newhart's wife that worked at the inn.
Okay. I'll take your word for that because...
It was, hi, I'm Daryl, and this is my brother Larry, my other brother Larry, wasn't it?
Maybe that's what it was.
He was Daryl.
That sounds better.
He had Daryl and two brother Larrys, if I remember.
Ooh, Alice with Mel. See, y'all just... People nowadays don't know what TV is.
Yeah, them eggs. And he
kissed my grip.
Well, the thing about it that bothers me is I can put on a white shirt within 30 minutes. I have to go change, and he wore white the entire time. I cannot. Can you wear white?
Fairly good at it. Now, Daddy, I mean, he ran the Dairy Queen.
Look,
in the kitchen, everything else with white shirt on.
I sit down for lunch, and within 3 minutes of whatever's brought to me, it's on me. It's like my mama had a birthday cake last week. I was wearing a black jacket, and I cut the cake. And you know
got
what?
White icing on it.
I'm talking about all over that Carhartt. And then she says, "Can't you just cut a piece of cake?" I don't know whether it's clumsy. I'm just not very well-rounded in a kitchen.
All right, we're getting correction that's Larry and his two brothers, Daryl.
Okay, hi, I'm Larry, and this is my
brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
Okay, we were close there. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that.
One day at a time. Yeah, we've talked about them on here.
Yeah, and Kim said she did watch Bob Newhart there. He was dry, just like he was in the big show there where he played the little elf.
Oh yeah.
This was one of those shows to where he was very leftist. And maybe you remember it or not, but this guy was on there. Miles Silverberg. You remember him? Grant Schraud. He was born today, and he played Miles on there. He was the news. No,
couldn't watch that show neither.
Okay, yeah. But she was funny in Sweet Home Alabama. She played the mayor.
Oh, yeah, sure did. Yeah.
It was funny.
I'm kind of take a line from Greg. I'd rather watch a broadcast of the emergency broadcast system.
As the American flag is played at the end of the...
You know, maybe that's something else. At 10 o'clock, you watch the news. At 10:30, it went off.
It did.
And the American flag flew while we sang the national anthem, and then all you had was...
Remember that?
It didn't come on until 6 a.m. Oh, Dukes of Hazzard.
Somebody had to flip that switch there.
Yeah.
Anybody remember a song called My Good Luck Charm? It was a little guy named Elvis Presley that got up and sang that. It was recorded back in '62 on this day. I like that song. Wow. It's one of my favorites there. Let's go back to, and I had to see the face before I realized who this was. Anybody watch Mel Gibson's The Patriot? Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
That is one of the finest shows that really teaches you a little bit about American history.
Yeah.
A storyline all in. And the guy that was in it, he was also in Next of Kin. And I want to say that he was in another one of those shows with Kung Fu guy that was in with the black hair that popped you upside the head, Above the Law guy.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
I think he was in a movie with that. But if you'll go back to remember The Patriot, this was the guy that was an American, then he switched sides to the British, and they gave him that torch, and they said, burn the church.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
This is that guy. He's got a birthday today. His name was Adam Baldwin. I'd almost forgotten about him. And I don't think he's kin to those Baldwin brothers. I think it's just he just happens to have the same last name.
He doesn't really look like them.
You know, but they all have similarities. That daddy marked those children.
Yes, he did.
Yes, sir.
That gene stuck with them.
It did. We go back to 71. Sammy Smith. Maybe it's the hair that would be hard to help her make it through the night.
Yeah.
But Sammy Smith had a #1 song. It was big.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That one song.
Yeah.
I know.
That made her. It was not, I never liked this. It was not my pick of the litter. But I can see him sitting at the piano singing, Ebony and Anybody remember this? As Paul McCartney hooked up with Stevie Wonder?
Oh, it was big.
It was, but it just wasn't my thing. But it was a big song, and I think that's even one of those where they donated all the proceeds to something.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I'll go back to, this is really the pick of the litter. If you had to pick, he's got a couple of great songs. This is one of them at the top.
Yeah.
That really, it fits faith into every day. Don Williams had a #1 hit today called Lord, I Hope This Day Is Good. Ooh. I'm feeling empty. Woo. It's great. Don Williams, what an inspiration to the world. The gentle giant of country music. That was 1982. Can y'all believe that?
Yeah. That's been a couple of years back.
I was 11 years old.
Dang.
Dwight still hanging on for #1 in '89 with I Sang Dixie. That was good stuff. I listened to International Heartache this morning. Have you heard that?
No.
It's good. It's Dwight. She tore up his Dale Earnhardt poster. Ooh, we go back to the ending of a great show. It was If You Were Anybody, you appeared on this show.
The Love Boat.
Isaac and the crew docked for the last time. It was all over. Captain Steuben.
Yep.
And, of course, he would come over from the Mary Tyler Moore show.
I guess he would.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, that's another one of those shows
I didn't like it.
Just couldn't watch.
Yeah, it was Mary Tyler.
I remember him being on it. Yeah.
Him and Ted Grant.
Wow, I feel good.
Everybody's favorite, James Brown, was pardoned after spending 2 years in jail today. That man could move.
Yeah, he could.
Of course, he was in the Rocky films, and then when he passed away, the family would fight for quite some time and leave his body just sitting there in the casket because they couldn't work out the details of his will. And they just left him there.
Yeah, I ain't going to do nothing with him if you ain't.
And eventually, he would have a burial, but it didn't work out well. Let me see here. This made Dolly more money than when Dolly did it.
Oh, man.
Because it became an international hit.
Yeah.
Anybody remember Whitney singing this?
Yep.
I'll Always Love You went #1 on this date. It just went across the board for Dolly Parton.
And then, losing Whitney. I mean, and what she could have done. Has that been 10 years ago?
Oh, no, it's longer. She died in '98, if I'm not mistaken. Check
long ago?
Check Dr. Google and tell me if I'm not right.
Let's see what Dr. Google has to say about
I'm
this.
almost certain, Odie, on that. But she was such a talented woman, and my wife complains every time The Bodyguard comes on and I stop. She goes, "Stop that. You've seen it 100 times. What's it say?
Let's see. 2012.
Okay, I was off.
Been 12 years ago.
12 years. Wow.
12 and a half years.
Okay, I was way off there. It was Lori Morgan. She had a #1 with What Part of No Don't You Understand? That was also '93.
Yeah.
She's been married 15 times since then. We would lose him today. That guy, Fred Rogers, passed away back in '03 on this date.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yes, sir. We would lose this guy. I never watched any of this either.
I didn't either.
Spock.
I just couldn't.
Passed away. But there's thousands of people out there that follow that stuff.
Trekkies is big.
Do you remember this guy's name?
Julio comes out, but it's not Julio.
It's Arlo, isn't it?
Arlo.
Arlo passed away today. You'll remember him for the Fred Sanford Show.
Oh, man.
Nathaniel Taylor was his real name, but that was Arlo, wasn't it?
Julio was in there because they gave funny. Old Fred. Julio had that comb over.
Did you watch Men in Tights?
Unfortunately, I did.
It was Mel Brooks, of course, the guy who made Blazing Saddles, and they poke fun at everybody. And he wanted bubbles in his bath. That's how he got them. Richard Lewis would pass away today, back in 24. He done a lot of other things, but he was in Men in Tights. And do you remember that scene where the witch was wishing for a man, and the guy got thrown in the catapult and landed on his head? Thank you. Kind of funny. Maybe
that's kind of like this preacher just moved into this little small town, and he had a cat.
It's a preacher joke. Y'all be careful.
Yeah, and his cat, he'd let him in and out of the house, but, the cat didn't know the neighborhood real good. And after about a week, he turned around, his cat's gone. He didn't know what happened to his cat, couldn't find his cat or anything. So he continued on, and he was going around meeting all these people that was in his church trying to get to know him. And he went to this one lady's house, knocked on the door, opened the door, and there's his cat. And he says, how do you tell this lady, hey, where'd you get that? That's my cat. And he said, so you got a cat? And she goes, unfortunately, I've got a cat. And he said, so you don't like cats? She said, you won't believe this, preacher. Said, but me and my son was out in the garden working, and he come up and says, Mama, can I have a cat? And she said, absolutely not. And he said, please let me have a cat. And she said, I tell you what, if you pray real hard and God wants you to have a cat, you'll have a cat. And she said, that cat come running up in the garden. So I've got to keep it. And he said, so now I can't just take my cat back. Could have been a gift from God.
Is there a punchline here, Odie?
Yeah, I messed it up. I started off wrong.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Not
Okay,
Rollo. Rollo, something like that, yeah.
We're being asked that Odie never tells a joke ever again. Hello, darling.
Look, I can mess up one every now and then.
Well, I can't tell jokes. Like, Greg can spit jokes off like that. I've got to know it.
He's a one-liner king.
He's got it natural. Yeah. There is no telling what Clarkdale suffered through during his tender at Clarkdale. Those teachers, bless them. But I've never been, in all my radio career, I've never been one of those punchline type people. It's got to be real life for me to be able to tell things.
Now, usually I can do the jokes. Greg's the one-liner, but that one, I don't know. I ain't had enough coffee.
Okay, we're going to get Odie some more coffee. He's going to practice that, and he's going to come up with a new joke. We'll try to do. Hey, don't forget the Shriners are going to be busy this weekend as we go check them out.
Ooh, for lunch, you can have that barbecue chicken. There's a fundraiser at the Shriners there on Dale Drive in Meridian. $15. Barbecue chicken, potato salad, baked beans, a dessert, and something to drink. So that's going for medical expenses down there. So y'all go by.
I hope you'll help them out there. We have had so many layoffs in what they're calling legacy media. And did you see this? This guy's gone there. Lester Holt is stepping down. I did hear that. What is it? The Joe Mugg in the morning.
Yeah, the guy that's from here.
Yeah, they're going to. His job and his wife is safe. Now the ratings are horrible, but they're going to make it. Rachel Maddow, who is on that same network there, it doesn't make sense of them keeping her after she was calling the executives racist and went on this rant. But to my knowledge, now they did get rid of most of her staff. She's still going to be there. If you have 0 ratings, I don't quite see how you make it. And we did that for years when Meridian was a rated market. You're only as good as your ratings.
Well, I mean, what do you call those? The Nielsen ratings?
That's television, and then you had a different one for radio. Arbitron was radio, and it's tough to be number one. You got to stay at it, pound it, work hard. But this market is no longer rated in any of those, so they're pretty much guessing when somebody tells you they're number one because nobody buys into it because it's just so expensive.
Well, I mean, that's where you get your ratings from that knows number one, how good is your station? Do you need to make changes? And then what's your advertising revenue?
Yeah, this is considered a non-rated market, and all of that's become where it really doesn't matter anymore because technology has changed. It's not the way it used to be.
Well, this little old show is we're in 47 countries around the world.
It goes a lot of places.
You know, that's amazing.
We have such a strong audience, and we appreciate y'all letting us. Even though we have bad jokes, just horrible jokes.
Yeah, but they all love it. I mean, it keeps everybody on their toes, and they correct us. And Joy Reid, now she started this by getting kicked off, and that's what Rachel Maddow got upset about. Oops.
Did I tell you about the fire department that had to go put out?
Oh, they just wanted a new paint job.
Yes, sir, they did. That's what's left of it. This was on the side of I-20 over the weekend. We didn't get a chance to show this earlier in the week, but that's pretty much gone.
Yeah. I mean, Chet can't even fix that up. Right?
The grass was a catching on fire, and Lost Cat was a boogieing trying to get there on time. But one of those little fires there that got out of hand there, who knows what causes all of this? We ain't got no idea there. We do know you brought up ICE. They've been busy in South Mississippi as in Pass Christian. 18 people being deported. They rolled up on a job site. Some people had some little things they shouldn't have been doing. Out of the whole group, 2 people were actually American citizens. The rest got to go. That is slowly starting to make its way towards us. So we'll keep you up to date on that. So far, no major things here yet.
Now, correct me if I'm not correct on this. Now, when ICE gets involved, and right now they're going after criminals who have a criminal past, but if you're here illegally, whether you're causing a problem or not, and you're in that group, you're going to go too. But because you were breaking the law, that airplane is going to
Guantanamo.
Not Guantanamo. It was another one.
Well, you're sent to Guantanamo, and then from there to Cuba. Another country.
No, it wasn't Venezuela. But anyway, you're going to jail, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this is, hey, look, if you haven't done anything wrong, we're going to come get you, but here's your chance to go back, because if you go back on your own, you won't have to go through jail. But if we have to pick you up, put you on the airplane, send you back, you're going to jail for breaking the law.
Well, Laura Ingram yesterday toured Guantanamo.
Okay.
And that's where you're held originally. And then from there, where we're talking about those prisons, and we can't remember the name of it, where it is.
Yeah.
Then you're flown to that jail system there out of our country.
That's not any good.
Yes. You don't want to be there. And we'll look it up. I knew it earlier in the week, but I can't remember. Don't you hate it when
somebody does that? Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's not on our script. Oh, wait a minute. We don't have one. This is what you call live local news.
That's just the way it happens there. Yeah. Let's see what else has gone on this week, Odie, that we hadn't brought up. This is funny how we're going to be 70.
Well, we were yesterday. Now, tonight's not.
This is what it was last week. I meant to show that where the pipes were frozen across the 22nd Avenue Bridge there where Frontage Road.
Yeah.
There at 22nd Avenue. That did happen. And now we're in hot weather.
Well, tonight it's supposed to get back down to like 32, isn't it? And it's supposed to drop way down tonight.
Well, I can find out there. Tonight's low is going to be 41.
Man?
41.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Nuh-uh. But again, we watch, and if you're just tuning into this, next Tuesday we're looking at possible tornadic activity in the area, serious tornadic activity. This is going to stretch back to Texas, across Louisiana, into Mississippi, and right up to the edge of Alabama here at Lauderdale County. We're watching this, and it's days out, which means the threat level could go higher. Sometimes it goes lower, but
err on the side of caution and be prepared, and now's the time. That's to start to prepare now. Turn your please turn your trampolines over. If you don't believe me, go ride around. There's a few of them stuck way up in a tree. It will tear them up. Flip them over.
They fly very quickly there. All right, we'll be right back with birthdays. If you haven't gotten yours to us yet, drop those in real quick. We'll announce those next here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Welcome back. One thing, I pulled into a parking lot yesterday. I got a phone call and I pulled over to talk. And I was sitting there talking. Then I looked up where I was and I noticed all of these baby carriages and strollers being drugged. And I thought, what's going on here? Then it hit me where I was. I was down at the Sweet Pea Swap Shop.
That's at the old Jeffries.
Jeffries, and let me tell you, this is going to be big. This gets underway today. $10 cash at the door to get in, and you will save and save. It's a big deal. If you're looking for clothes for kids, this is the place to go to.
And it's worth it. If you want the pick of what's going on for the sales, that starts today, isn't it? Yeah, 27th. That starts tonight. $10 will get you in. Tomorrow, I believe that you get discounts every day.
Yes, it does. Each day as it goes.
Each day you get like 25% off, then the next day is 50, then the next day is 75. But today, you go in, you get the pick. If you want the real good stuff, because it's going to be gone today, go by there. It's well worth $10. Because you're going to find a little bit of everything.
You know as well as I do, most of this is clothes that's been barely worn.
If some of them still got tags on it. I bought Braylon a bunch of stuff from here. Everything was in great shape. Come on, boy, Pawpaw's going to spoil you.
A lot of people were wanting to know where, I've been asked that several times, where the old Jeffries location at Uptown Mall or Bonita Lakes Mall, however you want to word it, that's where it's located on the right when you pull into the mall there. 5 p.m. is when everything gets underway. Make plans to be there and save a whole bunch of money.
Oh, you can do it.
All right, who we got having a birthday today?
We got some birthdays coming in. Madison Dennis, all the way from Nashville. I was having a birthday. Oh, Shane Woody Stubbs. It doesn't matter how cold it is. He's going to be in the water. It's 35 degrees, and he's working in the water. I tell you, he's tough as woodpecker lips. And then you got Helen Gable. I'm telling you, suckers is tough. Brandy McDonald, James Lovett Jr., and Kaylin Joyner, 11 years old today. So happy birthday to each and every one of y'all.
All righty there. Ben and Jerry trying to rebuy their ice cream shop. You remember those two liberal guys?
Yeah.
They sold it for like $326 million, and they wanted to go back more liberal, and they're trying to get a group of investors to buy it back.
Well,
yeah, good luck to them.
I think there's a lot of people that have decided that this woke stuff ain't no good.
Yeah.
A lot of people are starting to change their businesses. I haven't seen it. I did see a video. I'm not going to say who, what, where, when, and why, because y'all may have already seen this. I did save it so I can go back and look at it. But somebody who was way over here has made a video. And it looks like him and his company is starting to come way back over here on this side.
Smart decision.
And he made it publicly known. Hey, look. But I haven't seen the video, so I can't really talk about the whole ordeal yet.
I want to bring this up. This pup's been missing for a little bit, and they've got a $1,000 reward out for him. They miss him a whole lot, and I'm not hitting the right button. There it is, right there. Let me backtrack this just a little bit there where you can see there. He's lost around the DeKalb area. He's been missing for quite some time. And somewhere between there and the Neshoba County line, possibly spotted at some point. But y'all keep an eye out for that pup. They want him back really, really bad. $1,000 reward for him, and they're asking for that in the DeKalb area. Well, it's reached just a little bit after our hour, and we need to part ways and go find a new joke for Odie. And with that being said, we're going to leave you with...
practice. I don't have time to practice because all this stuff just pops in my head.
It's just natural. There you go.
And there it goes. But yeah, let's see.
What do we got today?
Woo! The good Lord has taken us all the way to Revelations 4, verse 11. You are worthy, our Lord and God, to receive glory and honor and power, for you created all things, and by your will they were created and have their being. He is the creator of all, and he does deserve to give him our glory. And all we've got to do is thank him for what he's done to us and done for us and will continue to do for us. And all we've got to do is ask him and give him the glory, because when something goes right, God had a part in it. And if something goes wrong, ask him to be with you, and he will get you out of anything that you're in. I tell you, he will change your life forever. Friday's coming. Not a regular Friday, but Fun Friday right here. The whole gang, all four of us will be here in the morning to bring your Friday morning full of laughs. Y'all have a wonderful day. Remember, we love you. Be safe. Have fun. See you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.